Okay, welcome. It is a Newman live show, doing a live thing on the YouTube and the Facebook thing there. It's all cool. It's all groovy and stuff. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see if anybody gets on here in just a little bit because I just started the live show, and that's how it works. Yay! Shave my head. Well, nice. I even did the slickum stuff. You put it on there, and just makes you more aerodynamic. Not like I run or anything, but I like to stick my head out the car window like a dog. That was fun. Actually, if you saw my Facebook Live today, I did get out of the house. I left the house and I went into Lee Summit, Missouri. What a fantastic place that is. Saw my sister and my parents came up there, so that was a pretty cool deal. And yeah, so there you go. They got a little dog. His name is Kirby. He's just a little bundle of mental disorder. And they're very proud of him. So there you go. Kirby and mental disorder and family. And what a Sunday. Wasn't that good? Yeah. So much fun. What's happening in the news? That is what oh, by the way, I should tell you all the cool stuff. MichaelNewmanProductions.com. That's where you go. You get all the links and all that cool stuff there. I tweeted and Facebooked out the link to live show, too, so you can send that to whomever you deem necessary to watch the show. And by the way, Discord is a cool little app where you can do live calls. So if you want to call in and tell me how much I suck, fantastic. Do that, and then I'll hang up on you. It'll be great. It'll be so much fun for all of us, right? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to do something very important, because if I don't do this, then you won't be able to see the screen. Yeah. Well, you can see this screen, but you can't see the screen where I'm reading the news. And I think I like that. I like the screen where you're reading the news, like this. Yay! So good. All right. The Prep Show is live and on the air. Let's see what's happening. I love this. This is fantastic. TSA now going to look through your books. Yep, because that's where the guns are. That's where the guns are. We hide them in the books. That's what we do, because this is a movie from the 1960s, right? TSA began a new screening policy for paper products at airport checkouts in Missouri last month. And now the agency branch in Sacramento, California, is testing out more invasive searches for books and food items. So you won't be able to smuggle in any more nail files in the cake. Who brings a cake? How about in dog shit? How about that? You know, speaking of my sister, I was listening to her today, and we were talking. She travels a lot, or at least did previously. I think she still travels quite a little bit for her job. And one of her friends was actually on a flight. This is not a flight that she was on, but another person that travels quite a little bit in her career said that there was a legitimate, okay, there's a lot of fake, service dogs and stuff. People get this thing, it's my security snake. No, no. This was a legitimate service dog. The gentleman was visually impaired. He was blind, and there was a big golden lab or whatever it was, service dog there, and everything was fine. Unfortunately, the dog had somewhat of a bit of a upset tummy, little tum-tum, and blue liquid diarrhea all over the place. Yeah, small plane too. Wasn't one of the huge ones. Anyway, so they take off once they get to heights. Once you're stuck, once you're up there. Of course, I'm sure the captain and the first officer of the airplane were going, I'm glad we can't open this door. Everybody put the air mask thing on. Yeah. So, in fact, it crapped all over the place. Apparently, the stewardesses are doing their best to try to clean up the fecal matter all over. And another thing was, of course, liquid poo-poo has a tendency to stick to the old rumpus, especially if it's super hairy. So the dog is like turning around, doing dog things like that, and it's rubbing crap all over the other passengers. And the smell, apparently, you're in a tube. And the smell got so bad for some people that the poor, unfortunate lady that was sitting right behind this projectile vomited all over Yeah, I guess the stewardesses were cleaning it up, and they're hanging like coffee bags all over the place to try to kill the smell. I don't. So there are legitimate seeing eye dogs, but the legitimate ones, they poop too. So that can be a problem. And apparently all the guns are in the books. The new system, passengers are required to take all the reading material and food out of their carry-on luggage and place it in a separate bin. So no more weird porny magazines. Oh no, hairy honeys. Yes, husky honeys. Yeah, there you go. Get those. They say they're not going to look through it and judge you because of the material. That's bullshit. Because that will be all they do. Some of them may not voice it, may not say it, but you're being judged. All it takes is a look to be judged. You know that right there? I judge you. I judge everyone. That's what I do. Sometimes maybe I'm outnumbered, so I don't say anything about it, but I'm judging. I'll have you know, I am judging you for whoever the hell you are when I meet you. So I don't know if this is one of those scenarios that's actually going to raise their rate of finding weapons. Remember, the TSA, what a wonderful group of people that is, only finds 5% of the weapons attempted to be smuggled on planes. And that includes things like guns. Yeah, only 5% of the time. So if you are a terrorist organization, you were quite zealous about recruiting, and you got 100 people, 100 terrorist guys, to get on 100 different flights, then 95 of those flights would have guns on them. That is the truth. These are facts. And now the TSA wants to go even farther and check your books. For what? I don't know. Well, you're smuggling things in between the pages. Fine. Fantastic. Hey, you could have a razor blade in there. Yeah, but the guy with a backpack's got a gat. Yeah. He's got one of those new Smith & Wesson 500 Magnums. Yeah. Pretty much take out both engines with that sucker. So, you want to look through Mary Had a Little Lamb here? That's the type of books that I bring with me. Wouldn't that be fun? There you go. You go on a plane, you've got the tweed jacket, the whole thing. You're looking, but maybe you have a pipe. I couldn't have anything in the pipe. It's just an oral fixation, but you have the pipe, and maybe you're wearing an ascot. Okay? And maybe you're speaking with an accent, you see, and you have the glasses that sit on the end of the nose, possibly even a monocle. And then you're sitting there, and then you open up a leather-bound book. You bring one book with you. It's a book of high-minded reading, and it's very nice. It's on the outside. It's got gold around the side of the pages, and you can smell it. It smells of rich mahogany, and you open it up, and it's just nursery rhymes with pictures. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Just for the person next to you, just to see what their look's going to be. You'd have to get like a pair of glasses, Google glasses coming back, but those wouldn't work. You'd have to get a pair of glasses that take video, except for, via your ears. So it's got like two things that it's recording, but it's recording sideways, so you can see the reaction of this person. You never acknowledge that they're there, right? You just don't even acknowledge. You just, oh yes, Mary. It was a very small lamb, you see. Would that be fun? That would be a decent YouTube video, I think. Just to face it, it would be subtle humor, like British humor, which isn't really all that funny. Here's an interesting one. Democrats parent behind the Russian dossier. Remember the dossier? Said a bunch of stuff, and it was completely unsubstantiated according to just about every intelligence agency that we have out there. And more specifically, this was the dossier that talked about Trump paying hookers to pee on the bed that Michelle and Barack once slept on. It was that one. Apparently, it was all made up. Yeah, we knew that, but we didn't know that it was made up by a Clinton operative. A secret Washington firm that commissioned the dubious intelligence dossier on Donald Trump is stonewalling a congressional investigation trying to learn more about its connections to the Democrat Party. The Senate Judiciary Committee earlier this month threatened to subpoena the firm Fusion GPS after it refused to answer questions and provide records to the panel to identify who financed the error-ridden dossier, which was circulated during the election and has sparked much of the Russia scandal now engulfing the White House. It's all coming from the dossier. That by the way, what's her name out of California? I forget her name sometimes. The congressman, scumbags. That one. Yeah, she's the one that believes in the dossier. Oh, there's some good stuff in there. We should take a look. Oh yeah, we should look deeper, especially the sex stuff. We know that's true. It's the sex stuff. Do a little drill down. Now, what is the company hiding? And this is according to the New York Post. Fusion GPS describes itself as a research and strategic intelligence firm founded by 3 former Wall Street Journal investigative reporters. But congressional sources say it is actually an opposition research group for Democrats, and the founders, who are more political activists than journalists, have a pro-Hillary and anti-Trump agenda. Well, there you go. The more and more this stuff comes out, the more and more this whole Russian investigation continues, and all these conspiracy theories get thrown around out there. In the real world, the world besides what you see on CNN, the actual world that exists out there, we're going to keep finding out that more and more of this stuff is literally Oppo research, and it's all completely made up by the left. So that's interesting. Let's see. Trump to call for U.S. dominance in global energy production. That sounds like a good deal. At least we should be energy independent. I mean, we've got a ton of oil here in the United States now, and certainly there's a ton of oil in Canada. If nothing else, the United States and Canada could shut off the rest of the world, and we would just be our own little entity, and we could certainly survive off that. As a matter of fact, we could survive quite well. And by the way, if we took the United States and Canada off the market, those two, more specifically the United States, if we took it off the world oil market and just said, we're not accepting anything from anybody else, we are independent, that's it. We're just going to take care of it. Well, what that would do is create a huge, unbelievable glut in production, and it would drive the prices of oil worldwide right through the floor. And seeing as how no one could make any money doing oil anymore, you'd have Russia would be hit very hard because their main and frankly only export is oil or petroleum products, fuel oils. They would probably go bankrupt. And places like Saudi Arabia would lose a lot of money. All the evil places in the world would lose a whole hell of a lot of money. Actually, I think if the United States just banded together with Canada and said, we're done, I think we could end much of this terrorist crap around the world, all the while making the United States much safer and richer in the process. Think about all the jobs. Just think about the infrastructure that we would have to build and the jobs and the things that would be created if we simply just decided, nope, we're not going to buy oil from anybody else. We don't need oil from anybody else. We got plenty of it here, and just go with that. There you go. Let's see. Farber warns bull will run extremely bearish. Stocks plummet 40% or more. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, look. Stocks are fake money. Am I the only one that knows this? It's all fake money. Yeah, it's all sort of made up. Especially when you've got like Facebook and Twitter stocks out there, companies that when you look at a company and you can't figure out how they make money, you can't figure out what their business model is, then everything that's behind it is sort of fake money. It's a junk bond. It's a junk stock. And I think there's a lot of companies out there in the tech world these days that are that way. And I think there's some huge bubbles out there. And if you've got a lot of money in stocks, I think it's going to be a problem in the near future because the United States isn't producing anything anymore. Hopefully, Trump says he wants to turn that around. I don't know if the conservatives will let him do it. The conservatives are open borders communists, and I don't think they're there to help out the American people. I think they're there to help and shill for big money or big money interests, big banks and things of that nature. And so are the Democrats. I mean, that group of people is there to create laws that benefit a certain group of people. And they're going to continue to do that. And manufacturing here in the United States, well, man, we just can't make the kind of money that we want to make because slave labor is much cheaper abroad. That's essentially what open borders, that's essentially what globalism is about the rich being able to use slave labor and nothing else. What else is happening? Facebook going Hollywood, seeking scripted TV programming. Well, why would you go to Hollywood if you want scripted TV programming? Why would you go to Hollywood? I think there's a bunch of people, millions, hundreds of millions online, in fact, that could come up with content that others would actually like, number one. Number two, all the crap coming out of Hollywood sucks so bad they're not even watching it on cable or broadcast television anymore, so why would you go to Hollywood? Screw that. I know they're trying to compete with the likes of Netflix or whatever, but, Netflix they've got a couple of good shows, good shows, but they still have that sort of Hollywood mentality, and it's, they're going to run out of stuff eventually if they keep running the "Hey, white people." Is that the one thing? It was a "Hey, white people," or "Shut up, white people," or "We hate white people"? I don't know. There's a series like that on Netflix. Also, the Bill Nye thing, jumping around talking about their sex junk, is because that's science, ladies and gentlemen. That is science. When Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson go out there and they start complaining that no one knows anything about science anymore, and they're not listening to science and they're science deniers, understand my sex junk is their level of science. That's what they're talking about. As a matter of fact, and I'm kind of on the fence with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think I'd like to talk to him a little bit about things he says, because he's a global warming guy. I think he's paid to be that way. I think he's smart enough to know that if you're not a global warming guy, you're not going to be a popular scientist. You may just get fired wherever you're at, because that's how strong the eco lobby is, and they've got the government behind them, the whole thing. But at the end of the day, Neil, it's not about denial of science. Science isn't a thing. No. When people say science, well, you believe in science? No, science isn't a thing to believe in. It isn't a thing. Science is a process. And the process is actually less important than the results. It's a process to get a result. So the only thing that matters is the result, and that result is binary. It's a group of yes and no questions, and it comes out either ones or zeros, yes or no. And then from those ones or zeros, you decide what facts are. And that's how you grow in scientific knowledge. But science itself isn't actually a thing. It's just this sort of nebulous deal, and they treat it as if it's a religion, as if it's a dogma. Now, what they're really saying is, you don't believe scientists, and that's where the whole thing turns. Right? They say, well, you're a denier. You don't believe science. What they're really saying is you're a denier. You don't believe scientists. And I will say, absolutely. I deny that these scientists know anything. And I also deny that because you wear a lab coat and because you have a PhD or a doctorate in whatever it is, that you're above the fray and incapable of being unscrupulous and lying to people for your own benefit. Right? So no, I don't believe scientists. They're just as much liars and charlatans as anybody else, and they have as much of their own life at stake when they deny their own science. So if you've been in a field for a long period of time and you've had all these theories, you've probably had a couple of books and this, that, and the other thing, and evidence comes out to the contrary of many of your conclusions, you are going to fight tooth and nail against that evidence, not because it's wrong, but because you have a stake in the books that you've already written. If you are proven to be incorrect and those books have already been printed up and now they just have to go in the dumpster, you're going to lose a bunch of cash. So you're not going to do that. Yeah. And by the way, the government science, the government paid for science, only government grants science, that's the best science. No, it's not. No, it's not. That just means the government bought the science and they have a political end to whatever the science is doing. So, yeah. Truth is, Neil, don't believe scientists. All I believe is facts. And especially the global warming people have yet to bring forward any facts. As a matter of fact, if you want to look at their track record, the global warming, well, the eco-scientists in general, You want to bring up their track record? Well, they've been wrong almost every time they try to answer a question. Almost every time. Remember Paul Ehrlich, population bomb? And that guy is still a professor. He's still quoted out there as being an expert when his book, Population Bomb, came out. And then now it's past all the dates that he predicted things. Now it's past that, and everything that he said in predictions has not only been wrong, but so demonstrably wrong that his book was as much fiction as it was anything else. Yet we still listen to these people. We're supposed to believe this, scientists? Give me a break. Let's see. Southwest heat tests firefighter metal. Okay. Plastic and paint is melting in hot Phoenix. Ooh. Okay. World's healthiest village, cutting down on sugar. I don't care. Woman tears Confederate flag off truck, hits owner with car because she's tolerant. Right? That's really what tolerance means. Woman charged after tearing Confederate flag off truck and hitting a man. Well, there you go. Woman is facing, let's mute this before it starts squawking at us. Woman is facing charges after police say she tore a Confederate flag tag off of a truck and then backed into the truck's owner. Target the guy. There you go. According to the release from the Charleston police, 43-year-old Anna Lee Walters is charged with vandalism and leaving the scene of an accident with injuries. They said that Walters stopped her car at the boulevard there in the East Battery around 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. Then she says she removed a Confederate flag from the front of the victim's vehicle by tearing it off. They said she then backed her truck into the owner as he was trying to get her license plate number. Well, she's got a right to privacy, right? That's my license plate. How dare you, you bastard? Yeah. Because she's tolerant, because that's the left. That is the left. Let's see. Arctic outpost becomes Russian military activity hotbed. There you go. Secret satellite launch shrouded in mystery. Well, hence the fact that it's secret. If it was shrouded in complete crystal clarity, then it wouldn't be much of a secret, now would it? Let's see. Sharks scare strikes Euro Beach. Yay. Yay. Wouldn't that be fun? Man, that would just bring us all together, wouldn't it? If there really was like a Sharknado, or the animals just decided, we've had enough of these human being bastards. They're eating us and they're killing us for fun. And we're animals. There's hundreds of trillions of us on the planet. We'll send the bed bugs after them. Yeah. They couldn't take that. And just all the animals start attacking, so we have to band-aid together as a species to survive. It'd be great. Families gathered around an 8-foot shark pulled onto the beach after shedding hundreds of holidaymakers running for the sea earlier today. The blue shark, thought to have been harpooned. Well, it's been harpooned. It's either pissed off or not all that dangerous. It's one of the two, right? It's harpooned. Came close to the shores at 3 popular beaches before it was dragged from the water by lifeguards earlier and put down. So they dragged it off, then put it down? I think I would put it down like in the water, like from the boat, and then drag it. You know, why would you even have to drag it at that point? You just, it's dead and, feeds other fish. How about that? No? Oh, look at that thing. Yeah, I could get somebody. I'll get you. Probably make a couple of steaks out of that sucker. I've had shark before. Shark's not bad. It's kind of a weird meat. It has the consistency of fish, but it tastes like steak. I'm not kidding. At least the shark I had, it was in Kansas, so it might have been rat. I don't know, but it was very sharky, I guess. So that's cool. That would be not a good sight right there. You're just swimming. Oh, look at that. That's death. Right. Not good. The large fish with a telltale fin was spotted near swimmers. It was later pictured on the beach after it was caught by lifeguards and taken to shore about 5 p.m. Well, there you go. I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, poor shark. I can't believe they killed the shark. Oh, God, it's one shark. There's a billion sharks out there. And the shark was probably looking for a little meal. And I would prefer to stand up for humankind other than shark kind when it comes to meals. Uh-oh. NASA about to announce evidence of alien life, and it's in Congress. Yeah! There you go. Nancy Pelosi, she's not from here. She can't be from here. It's not possible, right? Oh, wouldn't it make you actually feel better? Like, about you? If Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren they just said, you know what? They're aliens. They've been here for a long time. We didn't want to say anything because we were afraid aliens technology and they would come down and just destroy us. But then we realized these are the smartest that they have. And we're not worried anymore because have you seen Nancy Pelosi? Yeah. It would make you feel better about Homo sapiens, wouldn't it? If that was the best that alien kind had, and you just look at her and watch her speak, and then you look at yourself and you realize, wow, we're not that bad. That's good. Although you shouldn't feel better about yourself as compared to dumb people. I mean, you do, but you shouldn't. Humans are about to discover alien life, NASA believes, according to the latest video from hacktivist group Anonymous. The hackers published YouTube clip, which claims a NASA scientist made the announcement at last month's meeting in the U.S. Science, Space, and Technology Committee. It comes after NASA's Kepler Space Observatory discovered 219 potential new worlds in other solar systems. 10 of the planets are rocky like Earth and fall in their system's Goldilocks zone. So cold because it's not too hot or not too cold. You know what that is. Their video, Anonymous claims the head of NASA's Science Mission Directorate, Professor Thomas Zurbuchen, that's his name, told the meeting, our civilization is on the verge of discovering evidence of alien life in the cosmos. In the cosmos. I would have... Do you give that announcement with like an echo and possibly some theatrics involved? I think you should, frankly, because it's ridiculous. And well, look, you can make all the announcements you want to. You're still going to be wrong until we're standing toe to toe with the little green man. It's not proof, right? Until we have a sample of alien life and it's sitting here in front of us and we can look at it and we can piss all over it, it's not real. So just understand what the level of proof that is required before you can actually make that claim with any sort of validity whatsoever. Ohio government website hacked with ISIS message because they didn't want to go to Ohio. Yeah. Well, they didn't want to go. They're like, we're going to kill Americans. We're going to kill them. I don't know whether... Is that an ISIS voice? I don't know. It sounds ISIS. Something. Anyway, they're like, where are we going to kill them? Ohio. Can we just send them an email? Can we do that? All right. Who wants to go to Ohio? In Cincinnati, there was never a WKRP radio station in Cincinnati, and that just pisses me off. There may be today. WKRP there was a TV station. So... everything's a lie. Everything you've grown up to believe, it's all a damn lie. I'm just saying. By the way, if you want to give me a call, you can do that. Just click on the Discord deal, and that would be fine. Right? Right. What else is going on? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I tweeted it out and Facebooked it and all that stuff. So, yeah. Okay, wait a second. Let's see. Norwegian penis rock landmark to be re-erected after vandals cut it off. Where the hell did Dick go? God damn it! We had a giant dick out there and somebody cut her dick off. That there is a damn travesty. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, it does kind of look like... Is that real? That looks like it's photoshopped in there. Doesn't it? Like, because this is a little lighter than this. It looks like somebody cut that into the rock. Hey, look at the dick rock. An appalled but enthusiastic group of activists is determined that their local landmark, a stone formation called Tolpekin, that resembles an erect penis, will rise again. Of course it will. They just, maybe they should paint it blue. They should probably rebuild another one. I mean, just giant phallus. And somebody literally cut it off over the weekend. The culprit's facing 6 years in prison for environmental vandalism if caught. Environmental vandalism? That could be anything, right? What if you take a crap in the woods? Yeah, well, you have a dirty butt. That's environmental terrorism. Reaction has been swift after a group of joggers found the tourist attraction badly damaged on Saturday. That would be pissed too. If you're a jogger, you're probably going, "Hey, maybe you jog out there all the time. Hey, Dick." That's what you do, and then, or maybe you are a tourist. You're doing a jog. You're doing a dick jog, and literally the only reason you got on this trail is to see the giant rock penis. And then you get there, and the rock penis is falling down, and you're just like, well, it happens to everybody eventually. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah, it's very sad. People get angry about the cutting off of their phalluses, and I understand that. I understand that. What else is up here? Health vote before 4th of July. Okay. We'll see what happens with that. Leaders try to appease members as support slips. I wonder what that means. Are they going to actually do something that's good? See, that's the problem, is they're not doing anything that's good in this health care bill. Senate Republican leaders scrambled on Sunday to rally support for their health care bill as opposition continues to build inside and outside Congress, and several Republican senators questioned whether it would be approved this week. President Trump expressed confidence that the bill to repeal the guts of the Affordable Care Act would pass, which is actually not what the bill does at all. There's a couple of things that are fundamental to the reasons why Obamacare doesn't work. Number one, the staying on your parents' health care till you're 26, that's just a ridiculous thing. It really doesn't have that much effect, but it's just a ridiculous thing to allow, to call 26-year-olds children. Now, it makes sense in our sort of life, but it's ridiculous, okay? Although it doesn't have all that much effect on the bill and the workings of the bill itself. But the portion of the bill that the Senate put back in there where the pre-existing conditions clause, meaning you can get insurance after you are diagnosed with something, that's a problem, you see. That's a problem because insurance, all insurance, is a bet. Okay? It's literally a gamble. You pay this company money. You are gambling that you are going to get sick or that you are going to run your car into a bridge embankment. That's your gamble, that something bad is going to happen to you. I think something awful is going to happen to me. Here's the cash. And then when something awful happens, the company steps in and tries to help you out with it. The company is betting that you're not going to get sick or hit the bridge embankment. That's their gamble, right? So that they get paid whatever amount of money it is over the years, and you never actually draw from the money that you paid into that company. That's what insurance is. Now, if you can just go be happy-go-lucky all your life and never buy insurance, and then once you get sick, maybe you break a bone or something, and you go into the doctor to get an X-ray, and you're going to pay for it, out of pocket, and the doctor takes an X-ray and says, well, yeah, you got a broken bone here, and we're going to set that. It'll be just fine. Although we found this lesion in your bone, it's stage 4 cancer, and I mean, you're done. You're done. Really, it's going to be billions of dollars, and you're not that good looking anyway. So why should we save you? And you don't have insurance. Well, under this bill and under Obamacare, you could just simply say, oh, all right, well, I'm going to get some insurance here from Obamacare, and it's going to be pretty expensive deductibles and stuff, but it's far less than $1 billion. So here we go, and then that's how it works. That's not an insurance system. That's a subsidy system. That's just government-paid health care. When you leave in pre-existing conditions, that's government-paid health care, and that's the reason why this whole thing doesn't work. So, sorry, not going to work. And as soon as you get rid of some of that sort of garbage and then maybe put in some open and free market alternatives to paying for everything and creating some competition, between insurance companies across state lines and that sort of thing, those are the sorts of things we want to see in our health care bill, not the stuff that you're leaving in it from Obamacare. Sorry. CNN imposing strict new rules over Russia coverage. It's going to be Russia coverage all day, all the time, and we're verifying nothing because we're the Clinton News Network. CNN is imposing strict new publishing restrictions for online articles involving Russia after the network deleted a story and then issued a retraction late Friday, according to an internal email obtained by BuzzFeed News. The email went out about 11:21 a.m. on Saturday from Rich Barbier. Anyway, the CNN Money executive editor says no one should publish any content involving Russia without coming to me and Jason, the ever popular and wise Jason. It's applied to social and video editorial and money stream, no exceptions. The new restrictions also apply to other areas of the network, not just CNN Money, which wasn't involved with the article that was deleted and retracted. So they sent out false information, then they had to retract it and all that. And okay, well, finally they're retracting something. God knows what was in the article. I don't even really care. It's amazing. Did they not have any restrictions before? Who's going to put what restrictions on what? Who's deciding what is news over there? Because nothing that they've released in the past year could even be considered news. What about the Blaze? What's happening on the Blaze? Another Supreme Court pick for Donald Trump. Rumors swirl that they're saying Anthony Kennedy, he could be retiring. So who knows? It's possible, I guess. We'll have to see. We haven't even seen how Gorsuch is going to be as a justice.
Important security message.
Oh, shut up.
Please call the number.
No, I'm not going to call anything, you fake bastard son of a bitch. Look at those people. Oh, yes, just call this. Just see. If you click this, everything in your life will be fine. And then we're going to create a virus on your machine that will shoot fire from the screen and scorch your testicles. Ha, ha, ha. Wouldn't it be fun to be able to create that? If you could just text it to your friends. Be fine. Here you go. Boop. You've got herpes. Sorry. I know. It would be a horrible thing to do, but you would infect everyone you know with herpes. You totally would. Because you're all a bunch of dicks. I know. Humans need to leave Earth. I think he just wants it for himself. Yeah, he would, I tell you what, if everybody else on planet Earth left, then he would be the greatest athlete here. I'm just saying. He could be professional football, professional swimming, professional baseball, professional basketball. He'd be the man. He'd be the man. New documents reveal Democrats urged Obama to respond to Russian and hack, but chose to do nothing for months. Of course, new documents revealed Friday that former President Barack Obama was urged by Democratic senators in late 2016 to take action against Russia for their apparent cyber meddling in the 2016 election, but failed to do so for weeks. According to documents obtained by Operation 45, a pro-government transparency organization, Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein and Ben Cardin wrote to then-President Obama in November of 2016, urging him to take action against Russia for alleged election meddling. I'm wondering if... Here's my issue. And people are forgetting to put these two things together. They came out and they said, oh, it's Russia. Look at all this hacking. Russia did. That's hacking in Russia and hacking. Okay. And then they said 17 different intelligence agencies said the same thing, which actually isn't true. It was one dossier that came out from a guy whose job it is to summarize what the intelligence agencies had to say in a report. So it's not necessarily true that all 17 intelligence agencies agreed. And this whole Russia story gets up hot and heavy and hot and heavy. And then a couple of months later, there was a release. There was a hack. It wasn't a hack so much as it was an insider released a treasure trove of digital programs, technology that the intelligence agencies had been using specifically for spying and things of that nature. By the way, none of it classified. None of that stuff was classified. It was secret. They didn't want anybody to know about it, but they couldn't legally classify it because there's too many checks and balances if this technology is classified before they can use it. And what it is the ability to hack into wherever you want to hack into, amongst other things. One of the abilities is to hack into whatever computer system and then specifically leave breadcrumbs that points to governments like Russia, China, and the like. And people aren't putting together the fact that this technology exists. And if there were fingerprints left on our election system by the Russians, may not they have been put on there by someone deliberately to throw others off the track of who was actually hacking into the election system? Is that possible? See, this is why when they say, well, the Russians hacked, and then everybody in government's going, well, the Russians hacked. You said the Russians hacked. I don't buy it. I want to know why. Well, that's what the intelligence people said. Okay, fine. Intelligence people, sit down in front of me, show me every piece of evidence you've got and every rationale and reason why you think the Russians did it. Then I want to see a comparison of what your software can do and how it leaves breadcrumbs. And we'll put the two together and we'll decide whether or not it was truly the Russians that did it, or it was somebody else posing as Russians or leaving breadcrumbs for the Russians to throw people off their trail. That's what I want to know. But apparently, no one's listening to me. Chuck Schumer accidentally crushed Hillary Clinton in last interview. Okay, well, you know, she's frail, so crushing her's not nice. It's quite mean, in fact. I bet you it won't pop up on... For some reason, I don't know. Am I the only one where it seems like Google Chrome kind of sucks? I mean, it doesn't... like certain videos that use Flash and things like that, it doesn't want to bring up. Oh, that's email. Or is that internet? Yeah, that's internet. Okay, we're going to hit this V and enter. Come on. V. Oh, God. Click. Copy. Where's the copy? Okay, now you can go away because I don't want you anymore. I don't want you anymore. I want to talk to you. You suck. Okay, what the hell is the deal here? Oh, you know what it is? I'm using the wrong keyboard. I've got multiple computers in here and multiple keyboards, and I was using the wrong one, and I was screaming at it because it sucks, and truth is I suck, and there's no other way to look at it. All right, Chuck Schumer. What do you got, Chuck?
Now, if the Democratic...
Can we hit the whole thing? It won't? Will it not? Okay, well, guess we're getting a small screen. Okay, now I don't want to pop up. God damn it.
We're joined by the Senate Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer. Senator Schumer, thank you for joining us.
Morning, George.
You just heard Kellyanne Conway right there. She says the Democrats ought to come to the table, help pass this thing.
Well, on January 4th, they passed this reconciliation bill, which said we don't want Democrats. We have sent them 10 letters saying, sit down with us. We can improve Obamacare. If you stop doing this repeal, which is Trump care, highly unpopular with the American people, we'll sit down.
Oh, really? It is? I love it how they just throw these things out here with no basis. Highly unpopular with the American people. More so than Obamacare, really? Because it's been 1,200 seats across the country that you've lost because of Obamacare and various other things. And you lost the House specifically on Obamacare basis. Specifically, they said no. You shoved it down the people's throat. No, we're going to get the Republicans in there to get rid of that stuff. And then we got the Senate, and then we got the presidency. So you're saying that it's just highly unpopular now? What are you talking about? Now, I will have to say that the new bill ain't great. And it's not what the American people and the conservatives were screaming about. It's not the reason why Republicans were elected. It's literally Obamacare light. I mean, Gruber said it himself. Chuck, you hear Gruber the other day, the guy that wrote Obamacare? He said, yeah, well, this isn't a repeal anymore. So that's good. I mean, I don't like what it does to Medicaid, but the rest of it, it's just Obamacare. And he's right. So I don't know exactly why you're trying to frame things in this way, but it's ridiculous.
With you would make it better. Even last week, I asked Mitch McConnell, let Democrats and Republicans together, all 100 of us, meet in the old Senate chamber and discuss this. No. They want to try it themselves first. If they fail, hopefully they'll come sit down. They'll stop sabotaging Obamacare and sit down with us, and we'll make Obamacare better.
Are they going to pass this bill?
I think it's 50-50. First, Democrats, we are doing everything we can to fight this bill because it's so devastating for the middle class. I think they have, at best.
I'm sorry. I can't go on. It's so devastating for the middle class. Like you give a shit about anybody that has less money than you. Like you care about the people in flyover states. You simply don't. You don't even know what they think, feel, and want. We want government the hell out of our health care. That's what we want. But no, you never get out of New York City. You never get away from your little cadre of friends, your little cadre of sycophants. So you just simply don't understand what real people want. And the fact that people now have quote-unquote Obamacare or quote-unquote have insurance or quote-unquote have coverage doesn't mean they're actually getting care because the coverage and deductibles are so expensive that they can't use it. As a matter of fact, part of the reason why the Obamacare was put together in the first place, one of the selling points was what? So you could use the doctor without going poor. Okay, great. It didn't do that, now did it? When your deductibles are, what, $6,000 to $12,000 annually? Who the hell do you think we are? I mean, if I've got a $500 deductible, I'm thinking, do I really need that toe? I don't know. It's $500, man. Okay, well, I got somebody on the Discord. I don't know. Are they calling? I don't know if they're calling. I've never used it before. I'm afraid to click. They probably don't want to talk. I'll click on them and be like, hey, what's up? And they're like, I don't know who you are. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to click. Okay, is there a note? Message? No, that doesn't do it. How about this one? Because it's a message too. I don't know how it works. I should have probably figured that out beforehand, like how it works. That would have been better. Okay, well, at least somebody popped on. That was fantastic. I'm so glad that technology is working on my side today. All right, so should we do another story? It's actually getting about 48 minutes into what we're doing here, and I usually try to keep this thing under an hour. And it looks like these are a bunch of stories from last week. A student at Trump alma mater gave a hilariously stupid answer when asked about the president. Okay, well, let's do the hilariously stupid answer when asked about the president because it'll make me feel good. It'll make you feel good. And then we can wrap things up. Here we go.
This week, House Speaker Paul Ryan chimed in on the president's promise to overhaul the tax code this year, calling it a once-in-a-generation opportunity. So I visited the University of...
How did he get his own show, by the way? I mean, really. He looks like Jersey Shore, doesn't he? Oh, he's a little bit too much spray on tan. He does very spray on tan. The spray on tan looks blotchy on him, doesn't it? Like he's powder underneath. Remember Powder, the movie Powder? It's like right in here. I mean, that could be light, but like right there and sort of like there and underneath. It's very weird. It's very weird. I think he's had face work done. I think he has. I guarantee you there's Botox up in that shit right up there in the forehead. Look at that. He's toxing it up, baby.
Pennsylvania, the president's alma mater, to see what this generation thinks about tax reform and their most famous alum. You're about to get massive tax relief because of this work graduate, President Trump. Must be pretty happy about that.
I don't pay taxes yet.
Oh, well, that sounds great.
This whole system is too confusing. We have got to stop this madness. Don't you agree?
No, I'm going to say there is some ulterior motive there.
Greed.
for lack of a better word, is good.
The president's going to deliver massive tax relief to you guys. You happy about that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because then you can buy more shirts, and you can do this with them.
Okay, don't touch me, weird guy with the
If
microphone.
you have more money, you can buy more feather boas.
What's
I could
that?
buy all the colors of the rainbow.
So what's the vibe like at Penn?
I'd say it's really like high energy. Like people are always doing tons of things.
High
It's
energy.
like high energy. It's like people that do like tons of things. Oh, the amount of pot that has been sopping into her lungs, I have no idea. It's insane. Okay, now it's won't let me, can't figure out how. Okay, I agree. I just messaged the guy. Okay, well, maybe he has to be a friend. Maybe that's how it works. We'll do that. We'll send friend request, and I don't know. I'm still working on the Discord call things. I keep saying, "Hey, call me in. It's so easy," and then it doesn't work.
No naps for Trump. No naps. I don't take naps.
President Trump graduated from UPenn. How proud are you?
Not so proud. That's not a good thing.
I would say I'm proud, but it's cool to have an alumni here.
Most of the people at Penn.
I thought he went into Walton. Yes, I went to Walton, the best possible business school on the face of the planet. You say we're here at Walton. I should get all dressed up like an old dude, like like they do for pranks and stuff. And I'll be a professor. It will. At Wharton for an afternoon, and then I will do it. I will administer final exams for everybody at Wharton University. Wouldn't that be fun? It would be for me. I think I would probably get stabbed at some point.
I'm figuring that out.
Including Wharton as well. The school that he went to.
Go to Wharton.
Honestly,
You know who else went to Wharton?
I got
President Trump.
Yes, he did.
What's it like going to the same school as the Commander-in-Chief?
Wharton is one of our preeminent business schools in the country, and really learned a lot about leadership.
Does he look a little downsy to you? He looks a little downsy to me. I'm sure he's a nice kid. I guarantee you, though, you could get him in trouble. If you were to grab that kid and say, hey, let's go have a good time, we're going to have some redneck fun. And next thing you know, you throw him in the back of the pickup truck with two guys with 12-gauge shotguns, and you're driving 60 miles an hour, jumping terraces over a field that's covered in snow, trying to, well, shoot anything, There's a coyote out there, but the coyote that you're shooting at is the safest thing on the planet at that point in time. You're drinking beers, blam! He would first be very appalled by the whole thing, but then we get 37 beers in him, and then he's rocking out. He has no future beyond that anymore, but yeah, a little downsy.
The President of the United States, your most famous graduate.
I think our most famous graduate is Noam Chomsky.
Noam Chomsky, the communist?
That's one way to put it.
What is it?
It's one way to put it. Okay, well, isn't that the only way? Because that's what he was.
that you find detestable about the president?
I just think his views on things such as LGBTQ rights and women's rights don't really align with mine.
Isn't Trump pro-gay marriage?
Is he?
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens.
You know, also against the fact that he doesn't even believe in climate change.
But at least he doesn't think climate change is a bigger threat than ISIS.
Climate change is directly related to the growth of terrorism.
Do you know who I am?
No, sorry to introduce yourself.
Waters, and this is my world.
Oh, God. You know, how do you do that? Look, the only way you could pull that off, look at this, disgusting. He wants to be Maverick so damn badly. It's never going to happen, Waters. It's never going to happen. You could not pull that off unless you've got, the Fox News blazer on you at the time. You got a Fox News van, you got a Fox News camera, a bunch of Fox News people, and actual foxes. There's foxes running around doing security. There's little foxes, they're red, but they got the blue blazer on and, sunglasses, just like those. Those sunglasses right there. All right. It is, it's been almost an hour, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Do me a favor. You can send me messages and get all my social media and all that stuff if you simply go to my website, michaelnewmanproductions.com. That's michaelnewmanproductions.com. And when you go on the website, there's a big blue button. It's about the first thing you see. That is the support icon. That takes you to a page that talks about Patreon, tells you what it is and what it does. And then if you want to help the show, you just click on that button and subscribe. Become a subscriber on my Patreon page. And you can help keep me doing the show for as little as $1 a month. All right? Well, I am going to wrap things up here. And that's it. All right? Have a great evening, my friends, and don't hurt yourself.